The Lone Star Showdown. The rivalry once thought dead and gone, but it is back. And now we find out who gets the right to lay claim to the football-obsessed state of Texas. This matchup has had all kinds of great moments, and we're ready for some more. Welcome to Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. It's the Texas Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Guys, I caught up with the Texas A&M head coach before the game. Guys, he told me that his quarterback deserves to be in the Heisman conversation. Not only has he taken care of the ball and done a great job through the passing attack, he is devastating in the rushing game. He's been unstoppable this season in the red zone, a true dual-threat quarterback. I'll keep you posted on how he continues to rise in that Heisman conversation. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. RPO complete to open the drive. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. And the Aggies want to crank the tempo. On the move. There he goes. He's past the marker. He's inside the 40. He's at the 20. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the finishing touch, courtesy of that 75-yard run to the end zone. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. On the run, it Smothers. Stopped right there. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
And that's the problem with blitzing on defense. You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. Defense dialed up the pressure, but the offense had a better play call. They ran it away from the blitz, and that's why they were able to be successful.
Manning from the gun on third down. Fakes the grab. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Hits inside, it's Smothers. Stopped right there.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Third down from the gun, Manning. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Here's Reed to throw. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Texas A&M going up tempo.
Well, what a great job by the defense and phenomenal effort chasing down the quarterback, getting that sack for a huge loss, and now they're licking their chops, lining up in tempo. They're ready to do it again.
There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Making the adjustment on the play. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Marcel Reed. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
This is a tough part of the field. You want to try to create some space and give yourself an opportunity not to throw out of your own end zone. They didn't hold up in protection. They give up.
Oh, and he can't get it out. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Texas.
And you got to get penetration right away on these punt blocks. They get penetration, get in the backfield, get right in the punter's lap, get their hands on it, and then guess what? Now it's a live football. They scoop it up. They take it all the way back to the house.
Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. He'll bring it out. It's Warren. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. Quarterback keeps it. Breaks into the open. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
Man, how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration, nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's changing the play. Turns out it's Johnson. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
3rd down, and they need 15 after 2 negative plays. Reed. Look out. Intercepted. Guess even a Heisman Trophy contender can have a miscue. Would have loved to have gotten a big return out of that one, but they'll take it 1st down at the 40. The Longhorns head out hoping to move the ball on this possession. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few 1st downs, and I'm in scoring position.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Smothers.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Lets it go for the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And that is no good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after 1 period of play as we have a look at the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Reed throws to the wideout. Just a Baryshnikov-like move on the sideline to tap that toe and get the 1st down. And that one's going to get Reveille howling a happy tune.
Reveille, the 12th man, all the swaying, the traditions when you go to an A&M game. These fans love their team, and they love playmakers that make big plays down the field.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Reed. Moves to his right. He'll try to do it himself. Oh, he's got some space. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the 1st down.
And you can tell that young man is comfortable in the pocket, feeling good. You know, last play, nice job setting his feet, making a good throw, getting a completion. Now, didn't like what he sees. What does he have? He has the ability to take off and scramble and make some yards. So this QB's really feeling comfortable.
He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. It's 1st and goal as Texas A&M comes to the line. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide on these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies. The AT unit on the field. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Here's Manning to throw. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Out across the 20, they'll mark him out of bounds right at the 21-yard line.
Well, this defense is not going to be patient with this quarterback. They know that they have to affect him, and they have to dictate to him. So that time, they send the blitz. They're not even giving him an opportunity to sit back there and peruse the field. They flush him out. They're able to rally to him, get him down to the ground.
He's got it down the field. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. Burnt Orange burning some secondaries, working this guy down the field.
Making those big plays down the field. Texas, when you think about great teams, you think about explosive playmakers, making those big plays, keeping those defenses on their heels.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Runs through a tackle. They make the tackle, but not before he picks up the first down.
And guys, that's not a surprise, is it? Watching tape coming into this football game, he can make things happen. He can run around you, he can run through you, just like you saw right there, break tackles. They will feature him early in this football game. They'll feature him often. He's one of their game breakers.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Smothers.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. They missed a field goal on that last drive, but here on third down, they can't afford for this possession to come up empty. Manning from the gun on third down. He's going for it all. Goes high to pull it in. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, it's a second catch on the drive, and that's obviously a massive play for this offense. And he's starting to prove to his quarterback here that he's winning his one-on-ones, and he deserves some more looks.
Run in the red zone. It's Smothers. No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO, and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Trying to punch it in. Touchdown, Longhorn. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
And the extra point is good. They go 83 yards on the drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. He'll bring it out. It's Warren. He was bold to bring that thing out of the end zone, but he'll go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Quarterback changing the play. Throwing Reed. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Second and long here. To the air, it's Reed. Shoots it to the left. Right on target this time. Brought down at the 31. It is a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Wants to throw one first. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Going to try to get it himself. Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their 2nd. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. Long way to go on 2nd down. Here's Reed to throw. Oh, he wants it all. He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? On the move, it's Smothers. And he's not going anywhere as this defense has no plans to give up a big play before the half. Texas A&M will use its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. They've got them penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. A designed run for the quarterback. Defense storming into the backfield, making the stop behind the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd down. Now the Aggies will use their last timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. The handoff. They'll stop him short of the first down. It brings up fourth, but the defense doesn't have any timeouts and can't. The clock. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
From our gorgeous Orlando studios, it's the Week 5 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with Oklahoma taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. And it's the Sooners who finish off the victory to get to 4-1. They led this one at halftime. They held off a second-half comeback attempt. This group has to be feeling good.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Lockett. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Caught in the backfield, it's Coleman. He'll be dropped.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. A run for the quarterback. And he's still running after the move. He's loose. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Longhorns!
And you got to love the mindset that this squad just came out with in the second half. Clearly could not run the football the way they wanted to in the first half. Second half, came out with energy, with passion, got the running game going, and then no surprise, they go down the field, they double up their rushing yards, Palmer, and they punch it in the end zone.
You give the guys up front a ton of credit, too, because they were missing some assignments, getting pushed around a little bit here in the first half, which is why they weren't able to have success running the football, and they had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus, it seems, at halftime. They've come out now playing a little bit angry and finally able to get some movement out front. That made all the difference here on this drive with their ability to run it.
The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. Now they'll try to answer that score with one of their own and regain the lead here in the third. Changing the routes with his receivers. Reed. Looking for a big play. Brings it in down the left side. Off to the races. Touchdown, Aggies. They take the lead with the 6. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. He stopped at the 23, a couple of yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They're down by a touchdown, but hoping to dial up some plays and pull even in what's turning out to be a really good football game. He's got it down the left. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. Manning. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Dropping back, it's Manning. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And that's a better job by this defense. That's exactly what they've got to start doing more. He's had a lot of success on the ground. It's apparent. He will take off and move. So how do we keep him in the pocket? Get him behind the line of scrimmage, fluster him a little bit, and don't let him use those wheels.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's broken up. They took a shot, and he was equal to the challenge to knock it away.
And if this offense wants to get back in this football game, I think they're going to see a lot of this. Defense playing a little bit more zone, conservative, great eyes on the quarterback, breaking on the football, batting the ball down. They're going to force you to throw the football down the field.
Well, no surprise to see the special teams, but you thought it might be the punter. Instead, here comes the field goal kicker. The field goal is no good, and they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
And they trusted him. Even after that last miss, they trusted him again to make it, and he misses again. I don't know how much more trust they'll have in him. Good weather, not a long kick, second miss of the day. We might not see him again.
Reed. Left side is Edwards. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. Texas A&M going quickly.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Drops back on first down. Lucky to get it off.
This dude will pick you apart if you give him time. You better get to him. You better make him feel uncomfortable. This defense did that. Nice job by the defense, hurrying the quarterback through his thought process.
They'll need a bunch on second down. Quarterback signaling to his guy. Drops back. It's Reed. Here comes the heat. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Still third down, but a little less manageable after that penalty. Throwing Reed. Right side, it's Craver. Crosses the 45. He's not going to get there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down decision. Wide receiver comes in motion. Reed to throw for it on fourth. Hauls it in the first down and more. They'll knock him down, but he moves the sticks, and the fourth down decision pays off big time. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, a double pass. Out wide left, it's Edwards. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Texas A&M will line up with a 1st and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. Touchdown, Aggie! The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone. They'll try to add another to their lead. And they stay on target with the extra point, up 35-21. That last drive covered 52 yards on their way to the score. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To throw, Manning. Out wide right, it's Terry. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
Look at the big fella doing work in the secondary, the big tight end, catching the ball, and he's just shooing these little DBs away. Get off me.
The Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. Now on 2nd down. Left side, it's Terry. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. Now here's Manning. They go to the wide receiver screen. And it is well blocked as they pick up enough for a 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special. And because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man.
Makes a deep grab. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter. We take just a minute to look at the stats as they are threatening to put this one away. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. They'll try to get it in with the run. Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line. And the Longhorns are in the hurry-up. They go right back to this guy on 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. This defense is trying to protect the lead. You have to make the offense work for it, and a personal foul just gives them yards. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Bunch formation for these receivers. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Right side, it's Johnson.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Here's Reed to throw. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. In the gun, third down, Reed. Turns it upfield. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points, and now they get the first down.
Makes the catch, and he's free. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37. The Aggies look to keep this drive humming.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it 2 straight completions now back-to-back.
Hauls it in. Able to haul it in, but right to the ground he goes, only a pickup of a couple. They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Reed unloads it left. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. You don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong, but sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
They'll have to push the ball down the field here on 3rd and long. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Motion from the wideout. Again, it's Reed. They get to him as he throws. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
The official says no good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. Here comes the Texas offense. And boy, was that last missed field goal huge. That keeps these guys in the game if they can get something going on offense right now. Can hold on in the face of the contact.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that...
Makes a grab and room to run. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. They'll snap it from the 47 on 1st down. Arch Madness. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Moves the pocket. It's Manning. Strong pass rush. Gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And this quarterback, man, you've seen him have some success, so you know he'll take off and run. The defense was ready, man. Nice job. This second half, this is a critical part of it. Don't let him beat you with his feet.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Manning tries to pick it up on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. They pretty much have to keep the offense on the field, and they'll get right to the line of scrimmage. Fourth down, Manning. Converts on fourth down. Still going. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, Texas. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. Extra point here will tie the game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides on the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the two. Quarterback keeper. Headed toward the end zone, and they knock it loose. Oh, and he's able to get back on top of it just in the nick of time. Not much of a choice here. Down by a score late, they'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Timeout called here on defense, so they'll have a couple remaining in addition to the 2-minute stoppage to try to maximize time and get the football back. And the Aggies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Down he goes. So they'll use a timeout here. One more remaining, and of course the 2-minute stoppage coming up as well.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was second and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
Here we go. Third down and 1. Let's see what you're made of. And he keeps it himself. A good decision there, and it gives this offense a first down. Texas A&M going up tempo.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's fourth and short. I got to stick my nose.
He's sacked. He'll lose a couple on that one as he tried to get back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout on the field. 2:03 remaining. The defense trying to manipulate that clock and maximize the time with the 2-minute timeout coming up. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Edwards. Turning it on. Spins away. He'll be dragged down, but not before he's put the finishing touches on a win for his team. A&M comes back out with another first down. Right back to the well.
And I go back to him again, too, man. I mean, just the big play, the play before, and they say, why not? Try it again. Get it to their running back. Try to create some space. Better job by the defense being gap sound, coming downhill, not letting him break tackles and make a big play.
Making the adjustment. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this, and put them on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
They run into a bit of trouble here, 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Whistle sounds, but they get the timeout called just before the delay of game. And they'll still have one timeout left at their disposal. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Trying to make magic with his feet. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. Texas A&M going quickly. Calls his own number. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Interesting decision here, but if they make the 2, it'll be a 2-possession game and a 9-point lead. Pulls it. Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. What a bizarre turn of events. He scooped up the fumble and took it all the way back for 2. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He's brought down, but a really nice return gets it to the 41. First play of the drive comes from the 41. Throwing Manning. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. And they spike it to stop the clock. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Scanning the field, it's Manning. Hauls it in. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down. And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can. They got the clock stopped with the spike, so here we go. One more chance if they're going to pull this one out. Here's Arch to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns. They move on top here in the 4th.
This offense is high octane, boy, and you just saw it. Not a lot of time needed for them to go all the way and score 6. Well done.
Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked teams, and certainly it was a memorable one.
No doubt about it. I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this game, not just fans of these two teams, but people maybe outside of conference affiliation looking in because this is a ranked matchup. So when you get this win, this is huge in the eyes of the committee with respect to the college football playoff. This win just means more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, for the college football playoff picture, how big is it to get a big win, a ranked win, who now you're probably going to be matched up head-to-head with who's better, who's going to make the playoff. Big feather in the cap, big day for them.
That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.